we're going to dive down a little bit of a rabbit hole right now. A little bit of rabbit hole that I'm not too familiar with because, to be honest, I've been so busy I haven't been able to keep up with this. But I did cover it briefly the other day. And this is Sungrand Studios. And currently, Sungrand Studios has a video up from 16 hours ago. I have not watched it. I didn't even know this came through. I didn't see it. But I wanted to watch this before covering the other stuff. The problem is it's 17 minutes and 45 seconds. So we're not going to watch the whole thing. We're kind of just going to skip through this, get to the information as much as we can, and then move on to the other stuff. Because I'm very curious to see where he's at. And full disclosure, I have had some DMs with Jarrell, and he seems like he's doing okay. And I don't want to give away anything he said to me. I'll give you like what I said to him was basically, I don't necessarily understand what he's doing, but he's welcome to be doing that. I'm not going to tell anybody how they're supposed to act, but I let him know the concern of the community for his actions. So let's see. It says, let's go fishing and talk about the future of this channel.
I owe you a fishing trip, don't I? All right, let's go fishing. There's going to be some changes around this channel, but we can talk about it on the way.
Yeah, Sungrand's been in my chat a bit too.
Hop in and let's go. Oh, you're going to need a hat. Really special. It used to belong to a very close friend of mine. Normally, I don't let anyone use it, but this one time I'll let you use it. All right, let's go fishing.
Again, I feel like his approach is like the Mr. Rogers approach, but I don't necessarily think it's working.
I've been trying to explain to people I am not a YouTuber, but people only just laughed and thought it was a joke and said, no, haha, you are a YouTuber. And then people...
I mean, again, I feel like this is a disingenuous approach because we're splitting hairs on what is a YouTuber. Like the dude uploads a video every day. And he's like, I'm not a YouTuber. It's like, well, you might not identify as a YouTuber, but by definition, what you're doing tells everyone else that you are a YouTuber.
Would get angry at me when I would conduct this channel in a way that they would not expect. People think that's not how a YouTuber would do this, and it would upset them. Something that I have explained multiple times in my videos is that I really dislike attention. I don't like being treated like I'm special. I'm not important, and I don't like being treated like I am important or that I'm better than anyone else. And
I think it's interesting when you say I don't want attention, but you clearly are making videos that play into the algorithm constantly. So I mean, maybe this is a trust me, bro. Like, I do not crave attention. Okay.
dislike that. And when I made videos about industry topics, and we all know what happened with Concord and Dragon Age and all that, and I did speeches, people called me the president of gaming and Mr. President, and to be honest with you, that made me very uncomfortable. I even asked people directly, you don't have to call me that, please just call me Jarrell.
I think it's funny, like how serious. I want to be careful how I say this because it's very important to listen to your audience. I don't want to try to devalue that, but how serious he takes the detractors. Like he takes it really to heart when there's someone that in his comment section that says anything against what his video is. I feel like he doesn't do well with that. It's very adverse to criticism.
Because that is not how I feel it.
King of the Monster says this video is him stroking his ego while he says he has no ego. Like I feel like I am not I'm not qualified to be to psychoanalyze this guy. I would be fascinated to hear what like a very qualified psychologist would have to say about this entire situation. If they're like, yeah, no, it's fine, it's just who he is, or if they'd be like, oh no, this is clearly he's exhibiting clear signs of X, Y, and Z.
It's like people are saying I'm better than other people, and that really made me uncomfortable.
Oh, don't listen to that. Like what? What?
The videos where I got a lot of views made me very uncomfortable, and I just did not like when my videos got a lot of views. I just wanted to make fun videos that got some views.
This is the weirdest take ever. This is like another Melanie Mac take. I didn't feel comfortable when my videos got a lot of views. I only wanted to get some views on the video. If that's the case, why are you not unlisting your video after it reaches a certain threshold? Be like, okay, yep, we got 30,000 views, unlist it. Like what is, first off, what is the threshold? And what is too many views on a video? And like what I have so many questions. Like why? What the hell?
I can share some.
Exactly. John Sullivan said, very weird. Literally complaining about people watching his videos. It's not like he became PewDiePie.
Laughs and some positive vibes.
Oh, there it is. Radican 9000 says he's baiting us, literally baiting us.
As my subscriber count climbed higher and higher and higher, it made me very uncomfortable. And I knew I was planning for months on what the off-ramp would be. And you might be wondering, why would someone want to lose subscribers? Why would someone want their videos to do worse? I have been trying to tell you guys for 10 months or so, I am not a YouTuber. I do not care about the subscriber count. I do not care about the views.
I mean, I consider Jarrell more than an acquaintance, but less than a friend. I don't know. We're somewhere in between those two things. Like I chat with him. I'm cordial with him. I'm honest with him. But I do not believe him here. This video strikes me as, please give me attention. I do not want attention. By nature, it is extremely contradictory, inherently. And Jarrell strikes me as a intellectual person, or at least smart enough to know that the hypocrisy is really strong here with this take, where the irony of, I don't want you to watch this video. Here, let me talk for 17 minutes about why I don't want you to watch me. Maybe I'm misunderstanding, but this doesn't make any sense.
To be a YouTuber, you have to care about those things. You have to work towards your subscriber count, getting high views. Those are not things that I care about, and getting high numbers like that made me uncomfortable. We all know that I cover topics like Concord, Dragon Age, and Ubisoft and Assassin's.
Dude, he's talking about the same thing he just talked about. He's like dragging this video on right now, saying the same stuff. Checking out his Social Blade. Views are up. Subscribers are tanking. In the last less than a week, he's lost over 4,000 subscribers, approaching 5,000 subscribers lost. God ends Raber, I did talk to him directly. We had a back and forth for almost an entire day the other day. I'm trying to pick his brain on what's going on. Trying to inform him. Like, again, I'm not going to say what he said to me because that's DMs are private. But I will always offer what I offer to someone else. I'm going to say publicly what I will offer the advice. And I was telling him, like, I don't necessarily agree with the direction of what he's doing. And I'm not going to be someone that's able to stop him from doing what he's doing, but I'm trying to at least be that wall to bounce ideas off of before doing a video like this publicly. Because I don't ever want to see, I honestly don't want to see any hardworking channels fail. I don't. Like, even when I was covering the Carl Jobs video, like, I want Carl to be successful. I really do. Part of my criticism was just explaining my honest take of why I feel like he was failing. It's the same thing with Gerard the Completionist and the shit that he was doing. Like, be more transparent, be honest, tell people you lied about it. And the same thing with Sungrand, like with what he's doing right now. I'm like, bro, this is a self-destructive path that you're going down. And it's not like, you might think that it's what you want, but as an outsider looking at what you're doing, it's self-destructive. You put all this effort, all this work into it, and now you're defeating the whole premise of what you did because you're changing and saying, I don't want people to watch my videos. I don't want people to be subscribed. If you don't understand that, and if you don't get the paradox there, I don't know how to put it into words. Like, I'm so confused by all of this. I like him as a person. I think he's a very nice guy. I worry that the path that he's going down here, like, whether it be tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, or 5 years from now, he's going to wake up one day and be like, I probably should have handled that differently. I'm over here like, let's prevent that from happening right now. But hey, again, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. B-Man, no, he is not trolling. I am 1,000,000% absolutely sure of that based off of my interaction with him behind the scenes. He is 100% being real, authentic, and true with his audience here about this. That doesn't necessarily mean I agree with what he's doing, but it is not a troll.
Assassin's Creed Shadows.
A part of me was kind of hoping it was a troll, even though I would have been like, that's really stupid. But no, it's not.
I did not enjoy doing those videos at all. I'm going to be honest with you, those videos made me very uncomfortable. I was miserable doing those videos.
Okay, so learn from that and don't do that kind of video in the future. But telling people not to watch it or don't expect a certain thing from you is really weird.
They are negative. I don't like saying negative things about people. And the reason why
I don't either, by the way. Again, I have not seen this video. I don't like saying negative things about people, but sometimes I feel like you got to be honest. If all you got to do is be positive and pat people on the back all the time, you literally put them in a worse position in their life if all you're doing is surrounding them with toxic positivity. John Sullivan, I was kind of thinking that too. This is a very Boogie 2988 kind of move.
why I started doing those videos is because the games industry was treating gamers like shit. It came
Which, by the way, he really does believe this. Like, in our conversations, I believe him on this, where that was the standpoint of where he's coming from.
to a head with Concord when the developers were openly insulting gamers, and Sony did nothing to disavow that behavior. Sony endorsed the behavior of its Concord developers insulting gamers, talking down to gamers, making it seem like gamers don't matter and that they're stupid.
But the problem is, in his other video, he said he didn't, and in this video too, he said he doesn't feel comfortable with those videos and he didn't like how he felt about it. But then he's also saying the reason why he did those videos is because he didn't like what they were doing to the gamers. So, I mean, people that watch are not idiots. They're like, okay, so which one is it? You want toxic positivity, or are you going to actually be real? And he's basically saying, I want toxic positivity, but he's explaining why he wasn't toxic positive in his previous videos. It's a very, again, lots of paradoxes, lots of contradictions here.
I disliked that very much. And so that is why I started making videos. That is why I started doing the speech videos regularly, was to fight on behalf of gamers, to make sure that gamers' voices could be heard and that there was someone to fight for gamers against industry malpractice. When that happened, I made it my objective to address those issues, not just to talk about it, not to get attention for myself, because doing those videos was very uncomfortable for me because I do not like attention. I do not like negativity, but I chose to do it because there was no one fighting for gamers. There was no one fighting to help keep the games industry on a...
Jay Viper said, I'll be honest, Smash, and I've thought this for quite some time. I don't think he's all there. I mean, I kind of quasi agree. I don't know if I'd use the terminology of he's not all there. I would almost say he strikes me as someone who could potentially be on the spectrum and think about things from a different angle that doesn't necessarily align with what people not on the spectrum would consider a normal line of thinking. But again, this is just all my personal feelings based off of watching him. Agent Earth says 100% he is in the chat. I'm sure he's here. He's been in the chat before, and he always, like I've said before, he has an open invite if he ever wants to join the stream and talk. But it's always seems to be a misconnection with that.
Positive track. The industry was veering more and more towards hiring malpractices, towards discrimination when it came to hiring people. People were reaching out to me and telling me they felt like they were kicked out of their game development courses because they weren't diverse enough. And so that is why I created those videos.
Okay, if that's the case, those things that you just claimed are still happening. So why the sudden heel turn?
But they were uncomfortable for me. I knew that I was only going to be doing those videos for a short time until I could see that the video games industry had been nudged back in the right direction. But I knew that there was going to have to be a price that I would have to pay personally, because the videos that I created attracted negativity. There are people online who do not actually care about a conversation or dialogue. They don't care about listening.
Ignore those people, dude. You're not going to be able to change everyone's mind. That's the thing. Like, I feel like he goes into this feeling like he can speak to each person individually and convince them about what the problem is and change their mind. And when they come in being like, fuck you, I think you suck, he's probably very taken back by that and be like, did you not listen to me? It's like, bro, not everyone has to like you.
And understanding, they only care about hatred and anger. And I am not saying...
Jay Viper nails it. He says, yeah, trying to curate your audience will make you go insane. It will never work. It will never work. All you can do is be as authentic as you can to yourself. And hopefully the people that watch your videos take it and understand where you're coming from. And hopefully it helps have a conversation and move it forward if that's the type of content you do. but you're not going to get every single person. It's like you can't expect me to every single video I watch agree wholeheartedly and try to push whatever agenda that video has forward. Sometimes I disagree with a video premise and I watch it because I want to hear the other side. Sometimes that happens too. So I mean, you can't curtail and curate your audience. It will make you go insane. Jay Viper is absolutely right.
That everyone is like that, because the majority of people out there do listen, they do care, but there are still a lot of people out there that don't care. They don't care about the facts.
Why do you
They
care
just
about them?
want to spread hatred and anger, and they want to spread their misery onto other people.
Yep.
And I knew that I was attracting those people to my channel with my videos. I knew.
Fun fact, no matter what videos you do, those people will come to your video. It's not just the style that you did. Those people will show up to all videos.
That at some point I would need to take an off ramp and no longer create these videos. And when that
Keegan says these are the reasons why we need him. Keegan, that's what he said in the thank you video to Hypnotic, Vardark, and me that he took down. I can say, based off my behind the scenes conversations with him, that was an authentic video. And what he said in that video, he echoed, where he's just like, no, I really meant thank you to Hypnotic, Vardark, and Smash JT. I meant that. He feels like that we are the people that are able to push and enact change and have people understand the situation. But he does not like doing that style of video. So he's trying to tell his audience that what he was doing, he's not doing anymore. So don't stay subbed if that's what you expect from him, which is really weird.
day came, I was going to be the target of harassment and attack. And so I kept, every time I created another speech video, every time I created another video talking negatively about something in the industry, I just kept thinking, every time I do this, what I have to pay later on is going to be more. I'm going to have to pay more for this. And that is my choice. That's my.
Okay, so I'm going to leave this one there. This is another 10 minutes in this video, but he's saying basically the same thing he said in the past 4 videos that he's taken down. That he's just trying to keep explaining, stop watching my videos, and unsubscribe if you expect me to keep fighting against the big bad game industry, because I'm not going to do that anymore. Which, again, he's welcome to do that, but I think it's a very odd approach to put it as nice as possible. And we have some things to follow up with this, but I wanted to start with him to get his take first to set the table. And again, I wish him well. A part of me understands what he's doing, but at the same time, I wholeheartedly disagree with how he's doing it. I think that's the best way I can explain it.